This is gonna be some more random stuff. I want to talk about my midlife crisis. Being a 42-year-old man, the extent of my midlife crisis is me going and buying a cheap electric guitar. And some equipment to record onto this app I use to edit music. So I hadn't, before I got the guitar, I haven't played guitar for like 20 years. And not to say that I was great at it or anything. It wasn't the greatest guitarist. If I would have stopped being lazy and kept going forward with it, I would have got better for sure. But I was at the point where I was creating my own songs, my own melodies, singing and playing at the same time. Right now, I can't play and sing at the same time. So I'm getting back into it slowly. And I've created a couple different riffs. And it's weird how some riffs I created in the past have come back to me. And I can recreate songs that I did actually record on cassette tape, but those are long gone. And I can at least recreate the songs. And those songs were basically just guitar and singing. It was really, really bad quality. No drums, no bass, no nothing. But now I can create. And a lot of guys, when they go through midlife crisis, they buy sports car, that type of stuff. That stuff doesn't really interest me. Material things just doesn't, I don't care about it. You know, like the guitar, I don't care. I don't care about the name brand. It does what it needs to do. I'm cool with that. It's a tool. I think I'm at the point where I'm not trying to buy stuff to, and this is where I've been usually. I don't buy stuff to try to impress anybody anymore, because I know that people aren't impressed, and I don't really care about trying to fit in with everybody. For instance, I'm going to the gym, and nobody in the gym wears InfoWar stuff, right? Everyone, you'll see the American flag on people's shirts, or Let's Go Brandon type of stuff, but you never see any type of InfoWars, because people want to stay away from this. Still like icky to the masses, I guess, to the sheep. But I don't care. The way I look at it, a lot of these females at the gym, especially mine, I notice they're either with somebody anyway, or I wouldn't want them because they're high maintenance. And that's what women need to understand. Guys are gonna start coming to my mindset. It's nice to look at girls that look like models, right, out of the magazine, but that's not applicable for daily routines, daily life. I want to go into a little bit about what my rep pilling happened. I was listening to Coach Greg Adams about his rep pillings. I'm going to talk a little bit about mine. What really pushed me into the red pill, what opened my eyes up, I went through a divorce, right? And then after that, I went through having fun with a lot of different females. Then I got into a relationship again. It wasn't a good relationship. It was very toxic. This person had some major problems. We were trying to blend families. She was pregnant when we got together. And honestly, she probably looked at me like comfort. I had my stuff together. She had her fun with her bad boys, and she probably had fun on the side some points in the relationship. I didn't know about. Well, I guess kind of. But anyway, she would never give me the time of day if she was never pregnant, right? She would never. Me and her split up like 20 times, off and on for like 4.5 years, right? And at first of the relationship, I was the leader, man. She was like trying to move in with me, and I was like, I had the mindset where I always told her, if you don't like it, you can leave. That was my mindset the first few months of the relationship. She didn't like that. She didn't like me saying that. I did a lot of screwing up, so I'm not gonna blame everything on her, right? I'm taking full responsibility of why the relationship turned to crap. I was the leader. So we broke up, and I'm like, I got really weak and emotional trying to get her back. And this cycle kept repeating itself, where we'd split up, and I would just get weaker and weaker. And then when we got back together, the first week or two were cool, and then we go right back to our routines and just like kind of like roommates type of deal. And I really cared about her, and I could tell like she kind of, I think that, so I kind of manipulated the situation, because like her daughter looked at me like the dad. That's why she probably even kept coming back to me, because her daughter looked at me like a father figure. So I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it was 100% on her. Like, dude, I was manipulative. I had narcissistic tendencies back then. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, she manipulated me 100%. Like, yeah, she got hers, right? But I manipulated the situation too. So anyway, we finally decided it ain't gonna work. I don't like my woman going out to the bars. For me, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with somebody, because I'm territorial, men are territorial. We know what happens when you go to the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no point for a woman that's in a relationship to be at a bar at 2 o'clock. For me, if people are cool with that, that's cool. You could say, I'm insecure, and that's what I heard a lot. Oh, you're insecure. Which is fine. I'm insecure, whatever. You can say I'm insecure. I don't care. I don't have a problem if I was in a relationship with the woman going out and having fun with their friends, going to dinners, going to movies, going shopping, even going to the bar to have a drink and leaving like at 8, but closing down the bar to me is just like, that is unacceptable. And I think it's unacceptable for the man too. It goes both ways. You're not single, but if your relationship, like, dude, listen to that. Dude, people, when I hear that bass on people's cars, that's all I hear in this town. All I think about is low IQ. That's all I can think about. Like, how can you listen to the same, like, musical pattern It's like rap is like there's no with rap there's no diversity. It's like, and I like some rap, man. I've made a couple raps, even making fun of it, but it's like, dude, there's nothing. You know what I mean? There's no guitars. You just hear doof, doof. It's such a low IQ type of like, there's no diversity, like I said. No, like there's no blues. It's just like, dude, you don't like anything else but that. I don't know. It's something when it's like, I only like rap, or like, at least with some other types of genres of music, like there's diversity, even with like pop or hip hop or whatever. Like with rap, it's just like drums and bass. You know, you usually don't get guitars really in there. I'm sure there is guitars in some rap songs, but it's just like, just all sounds the same to me. Anyway, and that just seems like you got low IQ if you can't, or you're an NPC if you can't like appreciate any other type of music. Anyway, so this is where my ADHD comes in. So we ended up we split up. She picked girls' night over our relationship, immature, whatever. She didn't really care about me emotionally anymore. I already seen it in her eyes. After a couple of years, I seen it. That relationship should have been dead after the fourth time of us hanging out, honestly. But it is what it is. It helped me grow big time. So I ended up, being single for a while, and I had the red pill lens, and I was talking to a lot of girls. After that split up, that's when I had like 10 different F buddies, right? At the same time, at one time. That was like my peak. Sleeping around, having fun. They weren't like 10s, right? Like, realistically, the best I've ever been on the scale of 1 to 10 is probably like a 7, because of being a single dad. A lot of my resources had to go to my kids and sustaining our life. I couldn't peacock, right? I couldn't peacock in that way. A lot of these 9s and 10s, a lot of them, they're high maintenance, and they like guys that can peacock, and they think that guys, they want to invest their value, which I understand, into guys that can sustain their lifestyle, like getting their hair done and nails and clothes and all that, which is cool. For me, I've always been cool with just having like the top I'm cool with is like a one that's like a 7.5 on the 1 to 10 scale. I'm cool with that. So, I ended up moving to Washington State. There's this woman that I was dating around there too for about a year, and I ended up starting this new job, and there's a supervisor, which I shouldn't have been messing with, and I'm so lucky that nothing bad happened out of this situation. But I started out slow. I don't know how it came about. I think I just asked for her Facebook, right? So I started messaging her a little bit. Very slow. Our conversations got a little bit more and more. And she ended up giving me her number. It took time for me to even get her number. So we started texting a lot, right? Messaging back and forth a lot. And I could tell she liked me. When I seen her at work, I could tell she liked me. And it took even longer, a few more weeks to even get her to hang out. And I had the understanding of women, and my mindset was, you know, she just like had bad dudes in her life, and like this, I thought this one was going to be the one that I spent the rest of my life with, and we can have an awesome relationship. We can she's got a good job, we can like put our finances together. She was like a year or two older than me too, so like she's like 44 right now, right? And I thought, man, like she's done with her hypergamy. She's she was probably like a 7.5, right? She's got fake boobs and a big booty. Like her body was amazing. Pretty face, cute, like soft, like spoken, feminine. Like a lot of the qualities I wrote down probably a year and a half before what I wanted in a woman. Even like blonde hair, which I'd never liked blondes before. But I thought, oh crap, I manifested this. And it was cool. Like she came. She never let me come to her house, but she came to my place, right? And I had a 1-bedroom apartment I shared with my 2 kids. She came there like, I don't know, 5 different times. One of the times that she came, her car started acting up, and it was during a snowstorm. It never snows there where we're at, really, especially the hard, as bad as it was. She had to turn around, and she took her new Lexus that she got. It wasn't brand new, but it was new to her, and she drove to my house during this, right? Like, that told me, like, she was really attracted to me. And I think she tried to break it off a little bit before then. I should have seen that. I gave her space. She was distant sometimes, and I gave her space, and she kind of came back a little bit. One of the times she was trying to, there was something wrong, I could tell, and I wrote her this letter that was telling her how I felt, and I just wanted to get it out. I don't know, I didn't know. It was kind of like a Hail Mary, and after that, it kind of like went the other way, like in a good way. Like, I knew about all this, like, don't do that. I told her over the phone, like, I told her I loved her and crap like that, right? And I did. I'm not lying, like, I did. I haven't really loved many females in my day, but like, I genuinely did love her. We ended up like all of a sudden, like, it was like she doesn't text me as much anymore. She was gonna come and see me, and she said she was running late. She came to see me for like an hour one time, and that was the last time she came and hung out. So she was kind of standing me up, but she still showed up. And I think that she was on a date with the dude that she ended up leveling up on me. And then she just stopped talking to me, and I was like, what the? She like ghosted me, and she was a supervisor. I could have like been like, here, check this out. I could have like told her. She told me some stuff about her. I could have just, if I was a jerk, and told people there. But I kept all that. And when she did, like, it took a lot of strength for me to keep going to work. Having to see her, that the first month or two was like severe anxiety. Like, when you really care about somebody, and all of a sudden that they just leave out of your life, and all of a sudden you feel this tremendous anxiety, and all you could do is think about them. That's how it was for me. And to not know what was going on. And I see her at work, and then she'd still have like, be nice to me, but like, it was weird. Like, I don't know, she just like ghosted me right outside of work. And then, I don't know, a few months later, I sent her this text through Facebook Messenger, and then she ended up telling me she's got somebody else. And that I was like, okay, I still, it took a long time for me to get over it, and I still had to I still had to go to that job for another year, and my plan was to get out of there. And it was a good job. I liked the job too. That's what sucked. But every time I went there, it was like a dread because I'd see her, and that sucked. But like that experience helped me grow big time too. But it really like put me where I'm at now, where I just don't give a damn. You know, when I'm coming to the gym like I'm at right now, I don't even look at women, right? I mean, I notice them, I see them. It's hard not to see them, but I don't I don't really look at them in the eyes at all. And it's funny too to me. I can tell in my peripheral vision that they're looking in the mirror, looking at me. I can just tell. When I'm walking around a track and I can see them in the distance a little bit, and I can tell like they're looking in my direction to see if I'm looking at them, because they're used to guys, you know, doing that. Even though, like they're never gonna approach me, right? Like I know this, they're never gonna approach me because women generally are cowards when it comes to that. But they're not getting that validation from me. And it's like, I don't care. You know, I'm talking to somebody. I've been talking to someone for like 2 years, and she's really, really cool. And like, she really digs me too. But the problem is, I just don't want. She's got kids, you know what I mean? It's like they're younger too. They're like, but you know, I don't want to go too depth in her because I don't want to talk about her personal. She's really cool. If the situation was different, maybe my kids were on the same age, things would be different. But you know, and I've told her this a long time ago. I even told her like, go find somebody else. Don't waste your time. But she's like an amazing person, you know what I mean? She's really cool. She's put up a lot of my crap because I push people away. Like I kind of like test people's loyalty, and I push them away, and to see if they'll come back. And I don't mean to. I don't mean to do that. I think it's because in my lifetime, I've had so much garbage pushed at me and so much coldness, no support, right? No support for things I do in my life, or you know what I mean? So I don't trust people at all. So that's where I'm at right now with the red pill. You know, that's what really wakes me up. And before that supervisor lady, I was still purple pilled a little bit, but now I'm definitely like, I know how it is. I know how the game is. And I studied female nature, and you know, women are acting the way they're acting now is because of the environment. Like I said it before. If the environment changes, which is probably will, if we probably about to go through a severe recession or depression or whatever, stagflation, we still have inflation, but what is it, our jobs, people are losing their jobs or whatever. So it's like it's hard to sustain it anyway. People who live on their own like me are gonna suffer immensely, and it's gonna be hard to get through this. And I think it's going to it's definitely like good medicine for people that live in a bubble, people that don't live in reality, people who think that, like, because everything, a lot of people live in a reality where everything's handed to them. Like this is like something I was thinking about. You know how parents are, and then you got the kid, like a 8-year-old kid, right? Well, there's a lot of females, and there is males too, but there's a lot of mindset with immaturity in our society. It's more prevalent in women that they're so entitled and they live in such a fantasy because they're just handed stuff. You have some of these women out here saying, I don't need a man for nothing, and they don't understand that if men was to exit society, that like who's gonna do all their dirty job? Who's gonna take the trash out? Who's gonna maintain the plumbing? Who's gonna maintain the electricity? Yeah, who's gonna ship the food? Who's gonna grow the food? It's usually men that do all this. Who's gonna protect? Who's gonna, it's mostly men. And if they had to start doing it, they're not gonna be living the same lifestyle. They're gonna be getting dirty. They're not gonna be getting their hair done, their nails done no more. They're gonna be living a masculine lifestyle. They're not gonna do their makeup. They're not gonna have nice clothes. They live in such a fake reality because that's what's propped up. That's what society's propped up for them. So it's like, a lot of females are navigating in this situation like an 8-year-old is navigating what's kind of like spoiled parents that spoil that kid, where they don't know how reality is. Like if the parents are like, okay, all of a sudden if the parents are like, see ya, go out in the real world. If you think that you don't need us for nothing, that's how a lot of these females like, I don't need no man for nothing. It's like an 8-year-old telling like the parents, I don't need you for nothing. And the parents are like, okay, see ya, have fun. And all of a sudden that kid realizes, I just lost all of that security, all of like all the safety. And that's, if men decided to exit from the society en masse, I don't think that women will really understand what would happen. I don't think that they the average man is so underappreciated, and the highest suicide rate is men, because men don't feel valued in this society, even though we're doing all the work, not all the work, but doing a lot of the work of the garbage jobs, and we're looked at like we're pieces of crap. If men were to be like, okay, you do you. If we was to make our own society, like, okay, we're gonna completely go MGTOW. We're gonna revitalize these towns that were thriving, and we're gonna exit. And we started like, and these women are just stuck in these major cities and dudes just fled them. What do you think would happen? Like, you know what I mean? It'd be crazy. They'd be like, oh my God, what do? We do need men. There are some women that, I'm not here to say like all women are bad. I'm not. Nowadays, there's a lot of good ones. A lot of the good ones have relationships. They're not single. But there's I think there's women that are starting to wake up and realize the value of what men bring to society. And it's this propaganda that's been pushed by the media and these corporations, these corrupt corporations that devalue men and that are trying to promote things that would have less people on the earth. You know what I mean? Which I'm not too bad. I'm annoyed with how many people there are. I'd like there to be, a little bit less, but not like people killed. I'm not for that at all. I think I'm for the environment be treated as nice as we can do it. You know what I mean? I don't think that the climate change thing is as dire as they act like it is at all. Because these are usually politicians saying this. It's not like you got these, unless I don't hear about these prominent scientists all coming out en masse saying, "Oh, this is happening." Like, yeah, there's climate change, but is it really 100% man-made? You know what I mean? There's always climate change. There was an ice age before. Did was it because of cow farts that made the ice age go away? You know what I mean? It's just the earth changes from itself. Are we aiding to it? Yeah. Can we do things better? Yeah. This society is definitely breaking. It's unsustainable. This American society is unsustainable the way it's going. The breakdown of the family, and it's inevitable. Whatever. It's gonna happen anyway. It's crazy to see it happen in my lifetime. I didn't like if I knew this was gonna happen, I would have never had kids ever. If I knew, like, if I could, I'm not gonna say I go back in time, but I'm just saying, like, if I could look forward and see, like, what was happening, I would have, but I probably wouldn't be alive right now either. I probably would have been living life a little bit more edgy. I'm not sure, but yeah, like I said, this is a bunch of rambles. Anybody that watches my stuff, I appreciate it, and obviously, like, if you're watching my stuff, you probably relate to me on some type of level. We probably will get along pretty well in real life. To listen to my babbling for all this time, especially somebody I'm not that smart really when it comes to IQ. I think my IQ is probably better than average, but it's not like extremely high. You know what I mean? So it's probably pretty, like, borderline average, maybe slightly higher than average. It's more about knowledge. And I told my kids, I'm like, man, you guys are smarter than me, and the only reason why I have more intelligence is because of the knowledge and the wisdom that I've been on this earth longer. But the best advice I've given them is, whatever advice is I tell you right now doesn't mean it's going to be good in the future. It's good for right now. So you gotta watch what's happening in the world and pay attention to what's happening in the world, and formulate your own way, your own critical thinking of the best way to navigate the situation. Evolve, adapt. Why do I relate to Gen Z right now? Why do I relate to millennials? Why do I have the mentality of Red from that 70s show mixed? Why? Because I can adapt. I have empathy. I can relate. I'm not living in a bubble. And yes, I got a ton of wisdom from life experience, but I definitely can relate to, yeah, I'm cool with living in a digital reality. I'm cool with that. Why? Why am I cool? Because the internet's freaking awesome, dude. You know, I hear all these people saying, "Oh, the internet's so bad. The internet's so..." Why are you on a cell phone, dude? Why are you on the internet? You know what I mean? It gives you a chance to find people who are like-minded. Because most people in your reality probably don't have they're all NPCs, and they're oblivious to what's happening. That's why the internet's so awesome. You can get information out and find information. Like, you know, I heard my mom talk, and she's a boomer. I heard my mom talk, I wish things would go back to the way they were. I'm like, no, I don't. I wouldn't give up technology. I love technology. I don't want to go back to horse and carriage. And I told her when she said that, I was like, I was bored. I was bored back then. You know, you use your imagination, that's cool, but I love the internet. I love it. It's really, it teaches me a lot. There's a lot of things that I can't, that I don't, something I might not understand, and I can find out how it works. That's it.